walked away from women I loved with all my heart and women I missed for months, but I never fucking told them and I never texted them and I was a man about it. Being a man about things isn't not feeling things. It's feeling things and still acting like a man. In fact, you know what's funny? One of them, after 2.5 years, messaged me on Instagram yesterday. And I read her message and left it on read. And she was sitting there and she was online waiting for me to reply. And I was like, no. If she's not going to be the woman you need her to be, she has to fucking go. And you just have to be a man.
You don't pick a project woman. You pick a woman that's fully assembled. Picking a project woman means you got to stop what you're doing and put the pieces together. And putting the pieces together, she will never thank you for putting the pieces together. She will resent you for remembering her when she was broken. Oh shit.
There's two ways you can handle a breakup. Yes, you're gonna have a ton of pain, you're gonna have hurt, you're gonna have this excess buildup of energy. Some guys just end up like stalking their ex's stories and sending messages and doing all this bullshit. Withdraw attention and then get focused and obsessed with self-improvement. Put that excess attention into improving yourself so you can get back on the field and attract an equal or higher mate.
Okay, so as a woman, one thing that I'm very sick and tired of seeing is all of these women giving bad advice, especially to the younger women, because you know what it is? Misery loves company. I see all of these women in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are giving terrible advice to women in their 20s and even younger than that. So coming from a woman, I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you what hitting the wall means. So men value different things than women do. They value beauty, youth, and they value someone that respects themselves. When you start aging, your biological clock is ticking, and that is just a real fact. Going into your 30s, your options are gonna be less than when you were in your 20s. And those guys around your age are now looking at the younger women, and you're gonna be competing now with the 20-year-olds for the guys that you want. And then now when you're ready to start settling down and possibly start thinking about having kids, those same guys might feel like you're rushing them and they might not want the same things at this point. So then the dating market starts getting stressful, and then now these women are rushing for time because now their biological clock is really ticking and they want to go through the stages. And then a lot of them end up single, a lot of them end up childless because they chose to have fun in their 20s instead of looking for a relationship. And they thought that when the time came that they did want to settle down, that they would still have all the options that they had when they were 20. But then reality hits and a lot of them end up childless and single and not by choice. So don't listen to all of these women that are saying that they're so happy and they're so content with not having children and they didn't want to get married, because the reality is that a lot of them did, most of them did, and by that point they just didn't have a choice anymore, and so they had to accept that now they are childless and single. So of course they're going to make the best out of it. But what I don't like is that they're preaching to the younger generation that this is the way to go. Because if they could have chosen otherwise, they would have.
Personally, coming from someone that has cheated, I think so.
Why did you cheat?
So basically the sex was just horrible. I just had another thing going on the side.
So why didn't you leave him?
He was just nice. He was just genuine, you know? But the other guy I knew was just for fun. It was just still really good.
You can't make this shit up!
Did you come clean?
When he read my messages, yeah.
You can't be needy with girls. Here's the secret. If you watch my videos, you know I always tell you that girls hate needy guys. I regularly get questioned about how to not come off as needy. So here's the secret. It all boils down to abundance. If you don't have abundance, it means you lack options, which causes you to be desperate and needy. You start being emotional about losing her. Then you start triple texting her and worrying about her leaving you. This type of behavior disgusts women, guys. You have to understand this. Start discovering why you lack abundance in your life and start correcting it. I typically recommend getting more disciplined and working on yourself to give yourself more options.
Honestly, so incredibly selfish because I have, and the reason you stayed in America, I allowed you to stay with my friends. You and I are done.
One of the biggest lessons I can teach you boys is that single friends love to keep each other fucking single. And that's it at the end of the day. You truly, and I promise you boys, you need to look at her friends. You need to look at her circle. Who the fuck is she hanging out with, bro? I'm telling you. Chicks are the only ones that will edge each other on and break each other up. Oh my god, he said what? He's controlling. He's crazy. He's psycho. Break up with him. It's because they don't want her to be happy, homie. Maybe sometimes they're right. Maybe if you're clingy as fuck and you're a beta ass bitch, sure. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you that girls are the only ones who do this shit. And when I call a homie up, like let's say I'm having problems with my girl, I call one of my homies, yo, like this is what's going on. That motherfucker's gonna tell me the truth from both sides. Like, oh bro, you fucking up right now. You know what I mean? Like she fucked up too, but you fucked up as well. You know, and like we're real as fuck. We're logical. They are emotional. Watch out for her fucking friends. I promise you. Stay cold. Stay relentless. Every red flag fucking matters. This is your future, homie. Your future. This is the girls you're gonna be dealing with. Stay cold.
You know, it's funny because people will call dudes insecure for setting boundaries in a relationship, when in reality, I think it's the complete opposite. I think the dudes that are actually insecure are the ones that'll let their girls walk all over them. The ones too scared to put their foot down in a relationship because they scared their girl is just gonna walk away. They have no confidence within themselves to believe that they can maintain a relationship just by being themselves, so they have to add incentives. Deep down, they feel as though she's settling for them, so they might as well let her do whatever she wants. Because what's stopping her from talking to Larry across the street? And I think this can apply to both genders. However, I find the difference in reactions and outcomes from each gender quite interesting. Because if a girl is in a relationship getting done dirty, I'm talking grimy by a dude, everybody's going to question, where's her self-respect? Why does she put up with this? But when a dude lets anything slide, it's as he should. And I'm not talking about Adam 22. That's something different. But what's also interesting is you can use what I said earlier and look at it as letting things slide because of insecurities. Or you can also look at it as letting things slide because he just does not give two craps about you. What I've never understood about the attack on these boundaries is the fact that if a dude genuinely cares about you, if a dude has genuine intentions for you for the future, he's gonna care about the way that you represent him as well as yourself, as well as the relationship. Any dude who's out here just letting you do whatever you want, whenever you want, most likely is doing it as well, and most likely does not care about you as much as you think he does. And everybody's gonna have different boundaries, you know, naturally, based off of the way that you grew up or just based off of the things that you've experienced in the past. And that's not necessarily wrong, you know, to each his own. Some dudes don't care if she got a boy best friend. Me personally, we don't do that over here, but it's preference. But don't try to downplay other people's boundaries because you let everything slide.
Every girl on earth disappeared.
Oh, life could be a dream. Shaboom, if I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom, and tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love.
Having a girlfriend is going to keep you broke, and here's why. Let me count the ways. Sorry guys, it's just who you are. And hear me out. This video, we care about two things already, not being alone and not being broke. And we've already externalized some of our validation into not being alone. And can some of us agree that we think making the money is what's going to keep us from being alone? Can we agree on that? To gain wealth, you need to build a skill set, you need to position yourself well, and then you need to build momentum. You have to get somewhere. You have to push that ball faster and faster, and you can't take your hands off that project. You're not going to softly fall into money while balancing a relationship and their needs along with your ambitions. Because you'll have to put work into your relationship so that way they don't leave you. Because the women that will date you while you're broke are not the lifestyle ones that'll sit through the fact that you're always busy. See, a girl who will date you when you're broke, she values companionship, emotional availability, emotional support, connection. Once you're rich, the girls that will date you want lifestyle. So they'll be fine with you working 80 hours a week because they just want the handbag. And at that point, you can have a girlfriend and stay rich because you hopefully have developed a skill set and found a way to automate your businesses or keep your businesses moving while also having your cake and eating it too. The automation part's the really cool part here for dating, because once I automated my businesses and took 2 years off, I slowed down, I softened up a little bit, and I started dating women who wanted emotional availability, but also like a wealthy or accomplished man. And I'll tell you, I've never met such amazing people and felt so like masculine and important in my life than to be able to kind of like do both. Getting to both is where you want to be. You don't want to get rich and date the hussies that want the bag. You want to get rich, fail dating the hussies that want the bag, realize that there's more out there, automate your businesses, and go find your soul again, and then find your soulmate.
Bitch dependency is no laughing matter. Addiction to a bitch can fuck with your friends, your health, and scary enough, even your money. It's a disease, Tom.
There is no world where you are tripping over your chair to cater to a woman you know nothing about, unless you are romanticizing her.
Yes. And I feel like the one thing that a lot of guys don't acknowledge is that while it is better to treat someone like a fine piece of art than it is to treat them like a doormat, the one thing that doormats and pieces of art have in common is that they're both still objects. Like if I was with my friend and I started complimenting this woman I've never met, saying how great she looks even though I don't know what her voice sounds like, and that I want to spend money and fly just to go see her, it would make more sense if I was talking about the Mona Lisa than it would if I was talking about a real human being. So when a guy is like clamoring and falling head over heels for a woman that he barely knows, she can often feel that if he saw her as an equal human being, he wouldn't be acting like this. And shockingly enough, it's really hard to develop a genuine connection with someone when you feel like they see you in a different light than they see human beings, like you're something else to them. And then to the fine art guys, they'll see that women don't like that treatment as much and go, oh, women don't like it when I treat them well, because to them, their baseline is all the way up here. So even neutral treatment, like equal human being treatment, is gonna seem like such a net negative that it looks like poor treatment. Which is why a lot of former nice guys did a full 180 and now think they have to be awful to women to get them to like them. Which often ends up actually working out better for them because unfortunately enough, it makes more sense for one person to view someone else as a human being and then be awful to them than for them to view them as a human being and then be unconditionally kind and loving towards them.
What would you say to all the people out there that have that special love interest for that one person, but they just can't seem to get their attention? Or maybe they just feel like they're not good enough?
Do you want my honest answer?
Yes.
My honest answer is, that okay? Who the are they? Who the are they to you? The only thing that makes them special is what you have in your head of them. Them. You're the special one. You're the prize. You just gotta show them that. They should be on their knees begging for a chance to be with you. But instead, you're in your head sitting here thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. That Who the are they, Dom? Who the are they? They're nobody. They're nobody. Get the up right the now and show them just how special you are. And just, if they can't see how special you are, you shouldn't want them in the first place. Them.
26, bro. I'm 26. My mom kept me away from my dad for 26 years. You know what kept me away from him? My mom told me that my dad said I was a mistake and kept me away from my father. Every time, this been looking for me since I was a kid.
Yeah.
He's been looking for me. I finally talked to my dad. He's a good dude. My mom told me my dad has not paid child support since I was a kid. I finally meet this. He has envelopes full of shit proof showing he been paying child support. My mom calls me. What you doing, baby? What's going on? I'm at my dad's house. What the you doing at the house? Didn't I say don't discuss family business? My dad bust through the door and snatched the phone. I was trying to, no. He's like, hello? Put my son back on the phone. No, it's my son too. What do you want? Put my son back on the phone. And my dad loses it. Going in on my mom. And I'm listening to my mom. All that slapping, abuse, and beating me up, choking me when I'm on the floor, beating me with belts, wrapping hangers around other hangers. My mom turned into a 2-year-old little girl when my dad started talking to her. She talked to me like my entire life. He's yelling on the phone, you mad because I left you. And I didn't want to be with you no more. And you kept my son away from me as a weapon. Whenever my mom would get pissed off by my dad or my sister's dad, she would say, we'll never see your son again if you disrespect.
The sad truth of this is that this happens more often than people are willing to admit. These toxic single moms are destroying America. 100%.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but that woman that hurt you, cheated on you, disrespected you, you chose that woman. You got to take accountability for your actions and your choices and the people that you choose. Everything begins and ends with the man. And because you were hurt, there's no excuse for you to treat women poorly or disrespect women. That's the sign of a weak man. And that's a sign of you having something going on internally that's reflecting externally. So people are going to treat you in direct proportion to how you see yourself, how you treat yourself. The world is a mirror. So what's happening externally in your world is a good reflection of what's going on internally in your internal world. You can't control how other people are going to treat you. However, you can control how you treat yourself, how you see yourself, the level of respect that you have for yourself, and how you treat other people. Your character is everything. Never allow it to break for anybody. Be the example. Drop me a like, give me a comment, share this video.
Living in a town where women want to be in competition with your dreams. In this day and game with the gram, you know, a chick will tell you better chase me like you chase your money. That's not happening, baby. You got your life fucked up. Not me. Not me. Not Wallow267, aka Wallace Peoples. That would never happen.
But you know they just be testing a nigga when they say
They ain't testing me. Test somebody else. Go to school and take a test, baby. You ain't gonna do that shit with me. Cause it's not happening with me. All that, oh yeah, no, baby girl.
Because a real woman don't even want that.
Yeah.
That ain't, you know, they just be saying that shit.
I mean, want a motherfucker to come up and then fall back and chill. No, I'm not laying up nowhere with nobody. I'm going to get this paper.
Let me see if I can solve this whole dilemma in 55 seconds before my pre-workout wears off. There are plenty of men and women that want a relationship. The fact is, you're going to find a bunch of men that want to be with you while you don't want to be with them, and vice versa. Until you find a man that wants to be with you as much as you want to be with him, then you guys are going to start a relationship. You're going to be happy for the first 6 months, and then you're going to secretly hate each other. Somebody's going to cheat, or you're going to get married. Then you're going to get divorced because it's like, oh, you're responsible for my happiness. And it's like, I'm not responsible for nothing. I just married you because I love you. And it's like, well, I'm not happy. Divorce happens. Takes you a year and a half to get over it. And then you just repeat the process. Once you get over it, you just find more people that don't want to be with you while you want to be with them. And then until you find someone that doesn't want to be with you while you want to be with them, then you see it through till death. Or it just repeats itself again. Another heartbreak, another marriage, flushing it down the fucking drain until you're fucking old, and then you figure out like, okay, well, I'm fucking old, my golden years are behind me, I don't want to be alone anymore. And then you find someone else who agrees in the fact that they don't want to be alone anymore, so you settle. You settle for the fact that you're going to have an average life with average kids and an average house and average income, and then you just secretly hate each other for the rest of your guys' life until you die. Damn, that was pretty dark. Good luck with that shit.
Hey guys, stuff you should have learned from your dad or from your granddad. The feminine grows with praise. The masculine grows with challenge.
Another video trying to prove that women are stronger than men. Let's do this. Who births men? Can't get pregnant without a man, can you? Next. Who do men run to when they are sick? Since the number of male physicians outnumber female physicians, it's most likely a man. Next. Who wins the record for IQ? Terrence Tao, who has an IQ of around 230, the highest IQ ever measured. Next. Who do men run to when they need divine intuition? Jesus Christ. Next. Who is scientifically emotionally stronger and have a higher pain tolerance? With the emotionally stronger question, antidepressants were higher among women than among men. So you tell me. With the pain tolerance, according to the NIH, male participants have higher pain tolerance than females. Next. Who did God send to Adam to complete him because he felt incomplete? He made Eve a woman from Adam's rib. He didn't send her. Dang. That's tough.
This is how you check your woman properly when she disrespects you or she violates you. Quick note though, it's very important that you establish your respect early on in the relationship. You cannot allow bad behavior to fester and grow. You cannot allow disrespect. You cannot allow them to continue to violate you, because if you do, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse till ultimately they're going to cheat on you. If a woman does not respect you, she can never love you. All right, so an example, let's say she get in her feelings or she get upset about something and she call you a stupid motherfucker, which is very disrespectful, by the way. You should never let any woman or anyone call you out your name. You look her in her eyes and you say, listen, I don't know who you used to dealing with and I don't even care, but on this island, on this boat, we don't do that. We don't disrespect one another. You're not going to call me out my name. I'm not going to call you out yours. A relationship built on disrespect will never last, and I'm not here to be stressed out, and I'm not here to let you ruin my life or run me into the ground. You're going to have to respect me. Do not ever do that again. You feel me? If she say anything other than okay or my bad or I understand, understood, my apologies. You remove yourself from the situation. Conversation is over with. If you're on the phone, you hang up on her. If you're at her house, you get up and you leave immediately. If she at your house, you kick her out and send home by her way. You do not argue. You do not debate. You do not tongue wrestle about your respect. You say what you say and you stand on that, and you need to be willing to walk away if she don't respect that. You do not entertain her again unless she makes it clear that she understands that. Listen, if you want to learn the 3 secrets to making a woman fall in love, then click the link in my bio.
And the wife will say, well, the other day, I was at the office and a man came on to me and he hit on me and gave me his number. And I texted him a couple times. And then I realized, oh, I'm doing it again. So I erased his number real quick. And, I vowed never to talk to the guy ever again. I'm avoiding him at the office. I want nothing to do with him. I realize I'm stepping over, boundaries again. And the husband hears this and goes, you know what? What am I doing? I recognize, wife, you're trying. I recognize that we're all flawed as human beings here, but Jesus, this is no way to go through life. I am, as your man, not asking for much. I'm just asking you to not be flirting with and exchanging text messages with other men. I can't go through the rest of this relationship, with my head on a swivel, wondering what's coming next. I can't, worry about you being gone an extra 10 minutes at the store and worrying about is it because you're bonking some guy in the parking lot.
Whatever you do, bro, whenever you get into a fucking relationship, if you've never been in a relationship, or when you get into your next relationship, please, for the love of God, do us both the favor. Do not lose your fucking edge. Because I can't tell you how many times, and I'm starting to get sick of it, how many guys I've seen get into a relationship, they lose their edge, but what's even worse, they get fucking comfortable, not only with the chick, but with themselves and with their life. And then I'm just like, dog, what the fuck happened, bro? What happened to all that shit you were talking about all the things you wanted to do, places you wanted to go, and shit you wanted to accomplish? And then you wonder why, one day, years down the road, that chick wakes up one day and tells you she doesn't love you anymore. It's because you weren't the same fucking man that she fell in love with. But what's worse is you didn't become better than that man that she fucking fell in love with.